Welcome, wrestling fans, and a special welcome to our fan of the week, the one and only BQ from the Impact Lounge. How's that for a shocker? Now, I bashed him a while back before learning I was beyond clueless about many things, like fans named Cody, and he was light years ahead of me in terms of wrestling business knowledge, especially Impacts. But we spoke recently for the first time in forever, and that was cool, and he has an open invitation to pop on here whenever he'd like. For anyone new, I'm Jay here with the true horror king, Gary.
What's up, everybody?
The dude drove 700 miles today just to get some horror movies, and that's why he's the horror king.
Yeah, luckily I did land some Walking Dead wind-up toys, too, that I was able to find at our local Real Deals. They're normally probably like a $20 item. I found for like barely $1.
In case you missed it, check out Gary's channel, which should be floating above your head right now. And let me just say, it's been a wild week for me. Got trolled by all of Team TNI after I got Kyle to climb out from underneath the toilets he's been cleaning just to again apologize about messing with my health from years ago. I didn't have a very nice response. So then they trolled me for the exact same thing that Kyle came back to apologize about in the first place, which is absolutely psychotic if you think about it. It's a very serious health condition that I have, and when you mess with that, the tiny gloves I had on come off. So stay tuned, and you'll probably hear a little more about that, but enough about podcasters for a little bit. Let's start off with the awesome match that led the show, the Fatal 4-Way type match. Gary, did you like this as much as I did?
Oh, yeah. It was mentioned that the new additions to the Luchas, if you will, with Ray Horus.
Horus,
yeah,
and
he looked really super in this. They're saying that a lot of people noticed that like Impact is letting them wrestle the Lucha style, where as before the past regime would kind of limit their high flying skills. They were all letting it go. I seen Trey do something. I can't remember what the move was called because it's the first time I seen him do it. But there was all kinds of high flying action, little bit of this and that I hadn't seen from a number of the participants in this 4-way.
Yeah, this was just total fun. My kind of match. Surprising Taurus got the win, but I'm guessing he'll be the next one up for Speedball to take down. I don't know. We'll see. Sorry, I had to mention, I like Steve a lot. Crazy Steve. But I don't want to hear him on commentary. I thought it was weird. First off, I thought Rose... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, did you hear what the finishing move that he called it? It was the first time I heard it on an Impact broadcast. Steve had said it was called Destination Hellhole.
Okay, well, I guess that's pretty cool.
One with that finishing maneuver.
Okay, I guess that's a cool name now. I think Rosemary would be the obvious choice, but she seems like a pre-shower now after calling us out, so I guess that's karma or something. As for Steve, I think he's a really fun wrestler, but a wise man once said, know your role and shut your mouth. Something the child from TNI, I guess, never learned. And Jaybone, also, who, this is kind of crazy, but I have Scott Steiner right here speaking a little bit about him. That's enough, Scott. I mean, we're not getting into all that and being ridiculous, but at least Big Daddy Trent understood what was going on and stayed out of it. Literally the only person that matters. He can run that podcast with anyone and not lose a viewer. That's how goddamn good he is. He works in the wrestling business, and he's the only one that stayed out of it. So that's as much as you need to know about that. Now I'd like to jump over to my match of the night. Speedball versus Chris Bay.
Well, before we jump into that, though, can we mention that backstage Tasha Steelz interrupts Zicky Dice and Johnny Swinger?
Sure, I don't have any backstage notes here.
Killer Kelly's debut, more or less. She comes backstage, and Tasha gets ticked off that she's back there. And before she walks away and gets in her face, she calls her Jigsaw. So I had to get that in there, being the horror king that I am.
She's called Killer Kelly Jigsaw?
Yeah, from the Saw series. Because she played this psycho character.
Okay, now I get it. I thought like she was saying she looked like Jigsaw, and I'm like, I don't see it, because Kelly's pretty hot.
No, she doesn't look anything like Tobin Bell.
Gotcha. All right. So yeah, cool backstage. I love what they've. I got some notes somewhere that I love what they've been doing with Killer Kelly. Like I've seen her from before she was on Impact, and she was one of the people I was like, man, I'd like to see her on Impact. So always nice when things like that happen. And might as well jump over to her match where she beat Savannah Evans. Solid match. No offense, but Savannah isn't a great wrestler, and I don't think she needs to be with her size. But this was the best I've seen from her.
Oh yeah, well, that's the thing I noticed too. I'm not trying to talk about like when NXT was trying to do a renaissance down up north with the women. It felt very big time, like when Triple H was taking over the NXT girls and whatnot. This felt very big league to me, just because just some of the maneuvers and stuff that Killer Kelly was pulling, like her killer clutch submission that she applied to Savannah for the win. Just a lot of different things that I've never seen many women wrestlers to date do this in Impact. So hopefully we see big things from Killer Kelly going forward.
Yeah, she's a very, very interesting character and wrestler, and just fun to watch. And I really liked the fact when she was laughing when she was getting punched, kind of like Clubber Lang.
Oh, yeah.
I think saying. Like,
like
ain't no thing. Like I forget what he was saying at the point, but sorry, wanted to go back to the Chris Bay match because I don't know if I mentioned how incredible it was. I mean, this was just absolutely fantastic, and my only problem is kind of like what we were talking about before we recorded. Like that Chris Bay doesn't really get the best booking still, which is kind of insane. I think he's like the young star that they've made. And
well, to me it feels like with Chris Bay, the way he's been booked, if you know, on a scale of 1 to 100, I would feel like with the way he's been booked lately, I'd give him about he wins about 25% of the time, and the rest of the time he's losing. So I get the frustration that he's said on Twitter. I think he deserves much better. Why not get him in? Why not? You could still have him be a tweener, and why not have him take on Brian Myers for the digital media title? You know, that'd be a way to kind of reinvigorate his character, because I kind of feel like we're kind of letting him slide away, and I don't want to see him go elsewhere. He's too damn good.
Totally agree with all that. I mean, I was really excited when he went to the Bullet Club. I was like, shit, that's it, you know? Be a Bullet Club, you're set now, but it's kind of like, I don't know, the Bullet Club's...
Yeah, I kind of feel like
I guess it's
kind of stole it, not intentionally stole the spot, but I think he's a better character, say, than Chris Bay. So I think that kind of hurts him as, you know, as big plans going forward, because I kind of feel at this point that he's Ace Austin is kind of the leader at this point, because we have no Jay White. You know,
that's fair.
That's just what I feel, what I see.
That is fair. Got to mention, I really loved before we get to the match, which I think was the other match of the night, or maybe the match of the night, depending on your thoughts. I loved the Pissed Off Eddie promo with Honor No More, and I especially loved how Taven was kind of, I don't know if you noticed, but he was like repeating Eddie, like right after Eddie like talked, like kind of trying to be like the backup leader or like suck up guy. I sort of like a Dwight Schrute kind of office kind of thing where, I don't know.
Yeah, well,
like sucking up to Michael, but let me just quickly say, goddamn, I can't say enough about Taven. Every week he gets better.
Well, the thing I like in all of this is like the heat kind of between Eddie Edwards and PCO, because it looks like PCO is gonna bust a spring every time he says something to him. I've loved the exchanges. It's what he doesn't say is what I love about the PCO character. And he's like, looks like he's going mad one minute, and I don't know. I just like the way the creative is booking all of this with the heat between Eddie Edwards and PCO, and then Matt Taven is looking like ever much the star every week. I could see big things going forward with him. Hopefully, we get him under a long-term contract.
Yeah, I mean, I would bet money. I don't read spoilers, but I mean, I'd bet money that OGK, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Are going to win that match.
I think that's what it stands for.
Oh, Jesus. Wow. How did I not know that? That's sad. Also got to mention, I noticed Maria was front and center for this and got mic time, and she's always great on the mic. I always, I mean, I hate it so much that I always tweet to Impact, like, don't bury Maria. Literally, even in graphics, they did it recently. She's goddamn Maria Kanellis. Like, she's probably one of the biggest names on the roster, and she's gorgeous. Like, I'm sorry, but sex sells. You're an idiot if you cover that up.
Well, I liked how she looked here. This is the best I've seen her since she's come to Impact. She's basically saying, she goes, they're not too sweet. Bullet Club, you're not too sweet. You're just too lazy. Like, I thought that was a really cool line.
She's fantastic on the mic. I think she's so underrated, man.
Yeah, she looked really good here. That's why I said I don't know why we can't get her into some kind of thing with the creative, because I think you could see a lot of Attitude Era kind of stuff from her, just because she's, she was a member of that back in the day.
Well, she's got her own thing going, right?
Yeah, it's an army.
So I guess that's the problem, or women's wrestling army or something. So whatever. Best of luck with that. And okay, let's just go to the main event because it was so goddamn awesome and a huge match. Eddie goddamn Edwards is going to Bound for Glory, which I kind of saw coming. I thought it was like obvious, the leader of Honor No More versus, whoever, the leader of Impact. And got to mention my man Robles, who has also been pulling for this and wants Alicia to turn heel and help him there, which it's not the craziest idea.
No, it's kind of like it's very possible, just because there's not really anything much going on with Alicia right now. Everybody she's made a friend with has turned her back on her.
Yeah, I mean, I would try and make it like show her more, like trying to do nice things, you know what I mean, before the turn, if that's what they're doing. But we'll see.
Getting to the result of this number one contender elimination match, I too think it was pretty obvious that it was going to come down to Eddie Edwards and Rich Swann, because Bandito's too new. We don't really have him under any deal that I know of. Steve Macklin and Moose are having issues with Sami Callihan, and then, well, as you can see, Steve Macklin was resorting to any measures to get a win in this, and that's what he did against Moose. So
I gotta say, that's Macklin, man. It's just like a simple character. He'll do
I was thinking Stone Cold right there, the DTA attitude, don't trust anybody.
Yeah, like he doesn't give a shit. He'll do anything to win. I love it. I think it's just a simple, easy, badass character. Like,
well, he reminds me an awful lot of a Walking Dead bad guy, because he's got like all this bravado to him, and he don't care. He's kind of like a Negan character, like, you're either gonna take me for how I am or tough if you don't,
Yeah, I thought to me he also has like a Punisher kind of look. I don't know if it's the jacket or.
Yeah, definitely.
But he's got like I'm telling you, when he came in, I was like, oh, F this guy. He's like a bland effing other, kind of a not huge white guy who's kind of like, middle sized and didn't look like anything special. And I don't know if he had any mic skills, but man, he's been awesome. So great job there. Great main event. I'm really happy with Eddie. There's a lot that can happen.
Kenny King and Heath match.
Oh yeah, sorry, we'll get back to that. I just want to mention there's like so much that can happen with anything. Like PCO can turn on Eddie,
Oh yeah, well I mean
that match, and he could turn face and keep the title with Impact.
Well, the thing is, people do not realize that PCO was ROH had enough confidence in him to put the strap on him. So.
Oh yeah, I think I was actually like, that was one of my favorite times in Ring of Honor. I just love the guy. I love that. God, him and Silas Young, like, I don't know why, but they stood out maybe more than anyone. And I say it all the time, but I disliked Matt Taven more than anyone on the entire roster. And now I love the guy. Like, it's crazy. But also, I mean, I was a casual fan that was popping in, you know what I mean? So, like, I didn't see shit that you were seeing. And it's totally different when you're not watching every week. Like, you can't see who's really that good, but whatever.
Well, I've been fine with the booking of this rivalry between Honor No More and Bullet Club. I've loved this rivalry. Oh, yeah. I've heard a lot of people say they don't care for it. I don't really see what they're watching. Because I thought this morons. I thought this is a hell of a rivalry. 1 week, one team wins, or a member wins, or hell.
Well, to respect, those people are morons. This has been fantastic. This is the best thing they're doing by far on the roster. I mean, other than maybe knockouts, who pretty much always kill it. But is there a knockouts match on there? Oh yeah, sorry, we got to that. We didn't get to the Heath match. Heath defeated Kenny King with Vincent, the fake Horror King. Just kidding, buddy. This was okay. I love the character of Heath, but I was thinking maybe there's a reason he was always a tag guy, you know?
Yeah. Well, during this match, or after, I should say, the aftermath of the match, Honor No More comes down to the ring, and they get a few shots on Heath. And in the process, Eddie Edwards tells PCO, you need to hit him. And during his sabbatical or whatever he's going on in his mind, he doesn't listen to Eddie. And in that little instance, that's when he ducks out of the ring and he gets away and he's standing tall once again. So he's making Honor No More look ridiculous at this point.
Yeah,
so,
this is one of those things we can probably like look back. Well, they could like make a video of months from now and like show like a million times where like Eddie and PCO had issues that like I didn't even probably notice a bunch of them. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure you like.
Well,
you
just I wonder if it dated back to ROH. I mean, I know this is a storyline, but I wonder if there was ever any friction between the two because I don't think they were in the same promotion at the same time. But
that would be interesting. Yeah, I didn't think so either. But I mean, PCO's 1,000 somehow and amazing, so maybe.
Yeah, then we got a bit of an announcement for Impact. They extended their partnership with Eurosports of India, which Iceman, that does the Intel, or isn't that what it's called? Intel for Impact. He said it's pretty big happening for Impact, so I don't know if maybe they threw more money at them or.
That's on BTI, right?
That I think so. Yeah, I haven't seen it in so long. I didn't even know if it's still part of the format.
Yeah, be honest, Sam. Not gonna lie, I don't watch much BTI. Just gonna be totally honest about that.
Until they took it, they reformatted it or something, and like it, I don't know, it just like disappeared off. I think it disappeared off Impact Plus, and then it didn't come out until like a week later. By the time it did that, there's no point of watching it really, I mean, because you already know the winner. And
yeah, I actually like Implosion more. I mean.
Yeah, so did I. It was very hard to find back in the day.
Yeah. I like that on Impact Plus, though. Like, just pop over the latest Implosion, usually kind of an interesting match that you would never see. And now BTI is kind of like just an extra Impact match, which, I don't know. It's kind of weird. I like the Implosion, but whatever. Who are we?
And in a little bit more news, former referee for Impact Wrestling, Brian Hebner, mentioned on a podcast, I don't know if he owns his own podcast, that Impact is somewhat looking for a bigger TV deal. Me and JaySin were kind of hoping they'd land a streaming deal, just because that's such a much bigger, grander, and safer stage, pretty much.
Yeah, plus they can keep their own shit. I mean, they own Access. We should also quickly mention that ratings did not come in before we got to recording, and guess what? It doesn't matter because they own the goddamn network. 10,000,
well, I mean,
20,000,
it's pointless the week when football comes on too to really measure them because.
Yeah, I mean it's 0.2, 0.3, a few thousand here, a few thousand there. It doesn't matter. They're not going anywhere. They're not getting fired by the people who are. You know what I mean? Like it's their channel, it's their company. Like just literally nothing to worry about.
Well, the NFL is going to kill everything when it.
Oh yeah.
When it comes back on full time, nothing's going to beat.
Oh yeah. That's life. The NFL, especially in the U.S., man, kills it here. Also got a note: Saban, Kushida, and Shelley are now known as the Time Machine.
Oh
what do
yeah,
you think about that name?
You saw that they got a new shirt too on Shop Impact, I think, or maybe it's Pro Wrestling Tees. One of the places now has a Time Machine shirt. It's like a bluish shirt.
I gotta check it out. I didn't like the name at first, but then I was like, all right, Time Machine, Time Splitters, and what the hell's the machine from? Oh, one of some machine guns, obviously. Yep, makes sense.
Well, during that exchange, Scott D'Amore, they were saying, Honor No More asked Scott D'Amore when they're getting their tag team title shot because Doc Gallows is injured. He needs time to heal up. So it could be a few weeks. And in the meantime, they can have a match with Carl Anderson next week. And if he wins, Maria will be banned from ringside for their title match.
Thanks, you just took away my last note.
Sorry?
Almost word for word. Okay, so that's next week. Okay, next week is the match between Anderson and... So then they didn't announce when the OGK match is, right?
That, I'm not sure if that is at... I want to say that's at Bound for Glory, is it maybe?
But they do have a match for...
Or is it Victory Road? It might be Victory Road.
But I think they announced a match for Texas. Is that it?
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. It's the Stampede. I can't... Texas Stampede or something it was called.
Yeah, they just announced a bunch of matches like
that.
Yeah,
maybe that's what they announced it for. But with all these events, it's kind of confusing just because I don't know, it just seems like we're overlooking Victory Road because that's, like in 5 weeks. Bound for Glory is still quite a ways away.
I mean, I heard they're doing good with tickets for that show, or I don't know, one of these shows.
Oh, for Bound for Glory?
Or I'm not sure which.
Armory in Albany. It's not the O'Neill Center, so...
Not sure if it's Bound for Glory or that was the one before it.
Victory Road.
Victory Road, you just said it. Yeah, they got a lot going on, and kind of like...
Well, isn't that one going back to Nashville, isn't it? That's where people were complaining.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm not...
Just because we had Nashville. Or ticket sales, wasn't it, for Slammiversary?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Nashville's like, their kind of impact zone, but it doesn't work. So, like, why have an impact zone when it doesn't work? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't work, Nashville. Like, go to goddamn... Like, I don't know. I guess it's harder to go to Atlanta to travel.
There's a taping we do, too, where we go back to... Is it Skyway Studios? People were bitching about that because it feels like we're regressing, but we need to fill the void for 2 weeks. And why, go big.
They're going to Texas. And where's Bound for Glory?
Oh, that's going to be in Albany, and it's at the Armory.
I mean, they got Texas, they got Albany. I mean, they were in front Atlanta. Like, chill, people. Chill. You can't have everything,
We could always go back to Orlando.
They're trying. Yeah, I know. Seriously, there was nothing worse than that. And goddamn, I'm so happy. Got to quickly mention here at the end, my boy again, who I was talking to today. Robles, who I swear to God, this guy dude has amazing ideas, like things like, I don't know, I feel like it's like old school wrestling things, like masked men, like, you know what I mean? Like a masked wrestler pops out, does shit for a few weeks, we don't know who it is, and it's really not about who it is. It's more about the masked wrestler and those weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like kidnappings. I mean, you don't really see much of that anymore, but like things like that, like things like the show ends, like he actually mentioned he had this sick idea where like they went into like the I forget who it was, but somebody went into the realm and like it kind of ended like that. Like, where the hell are we? You know what I mean? And
the realm would make perfect sense.
And you make it like a hook,
Yeah, just as long as we don't have ninjas trying to take away,
even that, like imagine like back in the day, that's how the show ended. Like ninjas took out Samoa Joe. Like, wouldn't everyone tune in next week to see what the hell happened with those ninjas?
We do need something that hooks the viewer. I think that's part of the problem with creative. If I had to complain about anything with Impact right now, there's really nothing that makes you want to be hooked on it right now currently for me.
Well, I don't. To me, that's a total wrestling problem and not Impact.
I
think they need to think more like television and like movies. Like there's like Stranger Things wasn't a thing of fucking 5 years ago. Like, can anyone even imagine that? You know what I mean? Like, just you can create things. Like, I don't know what the hell they can do, but I don't know. They're creative, or get better creative people, like do creative things. Like if you can hook people, that's like it will be a totally way of doing wrestling, I think.
Well, did you see on commentary that Tom Hannafan put out another movie sponsoring this past week's episode of Impact?
Oh no, missed that.
Yeah, their movie starring really known actress Diane Keaton. Is in the movie Mac and Rita. It's about her playing a character that is 30, and I think what they did with that is they took an actress that was around 20 and 30, 20 to 30, and they made her 70. And then, this is when Diane Keaton becomes her older self.
Okay, gotcha. So it's like one of those switcherooski movies, like
big land for Gravitas Venture distributing this.
I was just gonna ask, is that a Gravitas movie? Damn
Yeah.
you! Can you get out of my mind?
I looked it up on IMDb. It is very much a distributed movie from them. So.
Oh, it is. It's exactly what they're called. Oh man, Freaky Friday.
Mac and Rita. That's what it's called.
Yeah, I mean, it's Freaky Friday, like where.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yep. The other person actually recently saw one with oh man, terrible horror movie with Jesus, a guy who's known for comedies. Whatever. I'm not gonna think of it, but yeah, it doesn't matter. This is an Impact show, isn't it? So. What's your grade for this one?
Nice, next year, if we could incorporate kind of like I just picked up a movie at Big Lots. It's called The Marine 6 with Miz. There's no reason why we couldn't do that kind of stuff with Josh Alexander, Moose. I could go down a list of people. I mean, you could stick half of the Decay in a movie, or all.
And again, I'm pretty sure we're like the only goddamn people in the world that probably talk about Gravitas, even though I don't really listen to other podcasts. So maybe everyone does. I mean, I doubt it, but I think this is a bigger thing than most people realize. You would probably know more than me as a movie freak.
Oh yeah, they're the number 2 company, at least of like 2-3 years ago. They're like the number 2 company in terms of like independent company. So I mean, maybe they're not that anymore. But still, that's money going into Impact or Anthem's pocket. I know too they're working on more content that was mentioned. So I don't know if that means they're looking at another show. I have no idea. Yeah. But maybe it's thanks to these streaming service, the streaming service they own. Who knows? We don't know. We're not behind the scenes. We don't know what's going on.
I mean, there's so many goddamn streaming services. I wouldn't be surprised if it took like a year to, make a deal with one of them. I really hope it's YouTube TV after recently getting it, which is pretty goddamn awesome.
Well, I think a lot of it, the thing is a lot of this stuff was already in-house. A lot of this is stuff that they have to get out because this was stuff that was completed years ago. Maybe next year they'll start over from scratch and, they'll start co-financing things that maybe they can get the wrestlers in. I really would like to see somebody like Sami Callihan starring in it or having a cameo or something.
Yeah, I mean, people don't know. I don't think people realize, like, even a movie like, like The Marine or whatever, that definitely helped him Miz's career, I think he was in like 3 of them. They're actually rated like pretty good by action movies of that genre.
Well, I have to believe that Sammy's a really big movie fan too, because if you notice his intro, he uses the old throwback 60s and 70s, like the little vignette that they do, like the do 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 do, like to the beginning of to movies like the Grindhouse era. I have to have a feeling that he is a big movie fan. So sorry we're going off on a tangent with the movie talk, but I think this is overlooked.
Yeah, also Gary has a movie channel, which again you should check out.
Yeah, I got a recent review on there too, so
yeah, check that out.
From my good friend Wild Eye Releasing. I got a review dropping on Tuesday also, so look for that.
Damn, this dude is doing reviews like crazy. After another killer Impact review here, and yeah, I mean, I'm really, really happy about Eddie, and that's pretty much it for me. And I hope Ray Horace sticks around, and Bandito, and wait, Ray Horace isn't Bandito, is he?
No, there. As a matter of fact, Ray Horace has been trained by the legendary Rey Mysterio Jr.
Taurus?
Yeah, no, Horace.
Oh, Ray Horace. Okay.
Yeah, it was established in Lucha Underground. At least that's what.
That's what he was. What was his name? What was his name in Lucha Underground?
I'm pretty sure it was the same thing.
Oh, was it? Shit.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah.
I thought he had a different name. Okay, well. And I'm not sure what the hell I'm talking about. I'm trying to Google it. Oh, Dragon Azteca.
Oh, was that his name? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
I
So
missed that one. I was thinking
yeah.
of the same. But I wouldn't mind bringing back who was that one wrestler? He had like a dragon, not a dragon. Was it a dragon? I only had like horns. Not
King Cuerno.
no. This was another one. I can't remember. I can't remember his name. He was in Impact about a year or two ago. But he botched a lot for us when he was on our program though.
I'm vaguely remembering, but I can't think of it. Let us know in the comments section, everyone. I think that's about it for us today. Keep it nice at around 30 minutes.
Have a good Friday, everybody.
Yeah, have a great weekend. Leave some comments and likes and all that. And if you missed it, we're pretty much everywhere now, so you don't just got to listen on YouTube. And it's kind of weird if you do, because you got ads and there's literally nothing to look at. So, check those places out. That's about it. As always, keep it positive, at least when it comes to Impact.